Welcome back to the Morning Brew, everybody. I am Amber Hendren, filling in for Larry Aarons, and to my right is Stephen J. Westman. Food Network has a really cool show called Restaurant Impossible, and they visited Albuquerque, and they particularly visited Pasión, a family restaurant of our guest, Maria Bencomo. Monica Bencomo.
Monica.
Good
I like
morning,
Maria.
Monica. How are you today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
So you were on this show for Pasión.
Yes.
What was that experience like?
It was draining. I was exhausted because they basically want you to become very vulnerable and what I like to refer to just emotionally nude. So doing that for 3 days straight, it's very exhausting, but we're very glad that we did it at the same time.
Sure.
Right.
Sure. So I actually read that you were let go from your own restaurant.
I was fired from my own restaurant.
How does that happen?
And I liked it.
What the heck? Were you overworked, or were you
I
just?
was overworked. I was working on my book, working on my blog, working on all my passions, as well as going to school full time, taking care of my crazy but adorable toddler, and just all that, and managing the restaurant. So he basically said, you know what? It's a little too much for you. You have this help with your brother-in-law, so let's use it. So he was hired as the manager, and everything
then
so
you
much
got
more
to
smooth.
go.
Who's that guy?
Chef Irvine, myself, and my son.
Very good.
I love that picture.
That is a great picture
It's a
of you
great
guys.
photo.
Thank you.
And then when you were fired, you had a chance to kind of regroup.
Yeah, it honestly, it felt really exhilarating when it first happened. Like it didn't feel bad because I felt like it was meant to be. And I feel like if you're on the wrong path in life, then the universe will kind of edge you out. Like, look, you got to go. So I felt like
cool.
I wasn't aligned with my true purpose.
Wow.
So I'm really glad that it happened.
And I'm
So-
really glad too, because I would like to read your book, The
Yeah.
7 Habits of a Healthy, Happy Mom.
Yeah.
So
I'll
tell
leave you
us
a copy.
about that.
So I wrote this book. I started writing it when my son was first born because I felt like I needed a set of guidelines and tools and tips to use on a daily basis to just keep me on the best path towards optimum health and wellness. So it's basically a reminder for moms that you don't have to give up on your dreams if you're a parent. You don't have to do that. So that was my main message with the book. Like, still go for your dreams. Life is too short. That's the best example that you can possibly set for your kids to, follow,
So
practice what you
being fired
preach.
was a blessing.
Yeah.
You were kind of free to feel good again.
Yeah, and I feel like it was more of a blow to the ego than it was to my heart because again,
course.
I'm glad it happened, but my ego was just like, oh, now you don't have that role anymore.
And
But
there's
it's
viewers
good.
watching it on top of it.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, I will say, and I know we have a lot of time here, but I went to Pasión before and after, and both times it was great. It was really, really excellent the second time.
Nice.
I saw the huge difference. I mean, and so congratulations. It's
Thank
still,
you.
it's nice
Thank
to be
you.
able to let that go and see it flourish and then be able to flourish in your own way.
Yeah.
So chapter 2 of your book, I'm very curious about this chapter.
Snatching your sexy back.
Snatching it back.
When I first had my son, I was in love with him. I looked at him. He was so beautiful. And then he went to sleep. And then I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh my God, I have a lot of work to do. So I gained 50 pounds with my pregnancy and I'd never been, overweight like that. So basically that's why I created
Wow.
my smoothie recipes.
Oh my goodness.
Look at your
it's real.
figure.
That's real. So I basically created these smoothie recipes and my own workout regimen that I could do from home with my child to really, I think I'm in better shape now than before I had my son. And I was a dancer, full-time dancing before, so I thought I was in shape then. But I just took it up to the next level because I don't know, having a kid really motivated me to get my healthiest.
Yeah, you want to
Do
stay
you all
around
have
for
kids
a
as
while.
well?
I have a
one
5-year-old
does.
son.
Okay. So I don't know if that happened
It's
to you.
exhausting. I did not gain a lot of weight, but you're just physically totally different. You're
Yeah.
weak, you're going, and yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a journey to rediscover myself and
Yeah.
know your
Every
body will
woman
never
does
be
it
the
on a
same.
different path. And I think that's why
Exactly.
sharing this stuff is, can I ask you, when you were writing this, were you writing it just for yourself, knowing you were going to share it with other people?
That's a great
did that
question. I actually was writing it. I write all the time. I've been keeping a journal since I was, in the 2nd grade or
Right.
something. So it just so happened that I just kept writing, and it was flowing effortlessly that I said, hey, I should share this with my subscribers because every day I'd keep getting the same questions, like, what is that smoothie recipe? Or what is
Yeah.
that? Or, you know, when you just get the same questions over and over, it's like,
Sure.
let me organize this so I can give it to you.
That's a great time to talk about the
So-
smoothies, because a lot of us, you know, we don't have time for breakfast, or we just don't eat right. We wait till it's way too late, and then we
Yeah.
totally binge on Cheetos.
And
Tell us
donuts.
and donuts. What is in your smoothies?
So I have a chapter, at the end of the chapter 2 that you were just discussing, I have a list of a lot of different smoothie recipes, but today I brought my green glowing goddess recipe because I love that name. Like, what woman doesn't want to feel like a glowing goddess?
Some men
So
do.
exactly. So basically, every time I drink these, I just feel radiant. I love it.
Well, you look radiant.
Oh,
so
thank you. You're sweet.
Gorgeous.
So basically, you always start off with a liquid base because that's what's going to help everything get blended and be smooth. So I start off with a cup of water and then a cup of unsweetened almond milk. And the awesome thing about almond milk is that it's a great alternative for dairy, and it has just as much calcium and it's low in fat. And I always have
And
green.
it has protein.
And it has protein. It has a significant amount of protein. And then I always put greens in my smoothie because I'm not a salad type of girl.
Right.
Are you guys like to sit down and eat your
I
salad?
like getting
Yeah,
vegetables
I
and
am.
Thai
You are?
food.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
love Thai food or any kind of Asian food. I think that they know how to cook vegetables,
Yeah.
and they use vegetables in a really savory way. But other than that, I don't get nearly enough.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I don't get enough, so that's why I'm always just stuffing them in my smoothie.
What
so
is that roughage?
exactly. So this is actually 2 cups of organic spinach.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Nice.
and
Okay.
spinach is great if you don't like vegetables in your smoothie because it's like virtually tasteless.
Yeah.
It just tastes like green air. So I love it.
So that's a good way to sneak in some
Yeah,
greens
to
for your
sneak
kids
in.
too.
Exactly. My son eats these with me as well, so I
Okay.
love it. So cute. And then I always have frozen fruit just because it lasts longer. I don't have to
Right.
worry about it going bad. So here's 2 cups of my mixed berries. And then
And
I
the
have
myth that you
banana.
lose some of the nutrients in frozen fruit is false, right?
There is a lot of different research on that. I feel like it's not a big difference to where I'm gonna go out and buy
Right.
fresh fruit every day. I
Right.
feel like as long as you're eating fruits and vegetables, I
Right.
wouldn't worry too much about serving it
Okay.
too hot or too cold. So after
So
that,
the berries, it's
Yeah.
going to have the flavor of berries, almonds, and then the spinach is kind of hidden in there.
Yeah,
And then
it's
you throw a
hidden.
banana in there too.
banana, and then my husband always says, babe, you gotta put the peanut butter in there because he feels like this always just adds a lot of natural sweetness.
Yeah.
So I always put at least 2 tablespoons of almond butter and then
okay.
2 tablespoons of flax seeds because this is a great way to get your omega-3s as well as some iron.
So that's what they actually look like.
Yeah, like little seeds. You can get
Okay.
them grounded as well, but that's the one that I had at home. And then if you keep them in the mason jars, it's actually really awesome as far as keeping it fresh.
And it's great packaging anyway.
Yeah.
I'm
So how
bummed we
did
don't
you?
have your
You said you gained 50 pounds during your pregnancy.
I was like,
And how did you lose the weight? And how long did it take you to lose the weight?
you know what? I was
In a
thinking
safe
about
way.
that. I love that I love the idea that you should just really enjoy the journey, like how you were saying, and not be in a rush to the destination, because it was a gradual process. And I feel like I just woke up one day like, hey, I like how I look now, finally. So overall, it took about, I'd say 6 months to really kind of shed all the excess weight and tighten up my skin, because you know after you have a child, you're like, where did this pooch come from?
Exactly.
So yeah, it took about 6 months, I would say.
You know, and I hate to be graphic, but this is the best way for me, I found, to lose weight, and it was the best thing for my baby, was to breastfeed.
Oh, yeah.
It was incredible. The weight it was almost like liposuction.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I got so thin. I was eating all the time while I was nursing, and I got so thin that, you know, I almost looked like one of those horses from Discovery Planet. You know, those ones that are kind of like, it was incredible.
Yeah, breastfeeding is an awesome
so
natural
it's-
way to lose that weight as well.
For
Yeah.
all the moms, don't worry about it. If you're about to have a baby, breastfeeding you will shed that weight.
Yeah.
Do not worry.
Well, there's so many
Definitely.
reasons to breastfeed, though.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's
but
just
you
an
never,
added bonus.
But you never think about, as you know, you don't realize how it's going to end up benefiting you as well.
Yeah, it's a win-win situation. for
Okay,
sure.
so you have a book signing coming up at Passion.
Yeah, I'm super excited. It's going to be so much fun. It's tomorrow night at my restaurant, Passion, that Infusion on Lomas and 8th Street downtown. And it's just gonna be fun. Let's toast, let's celebrate. Doing a book is hard work. So I just wanna kind of let my hair down and have a good time, sign some books and you know.
That sounds
have fun.
great. And your blog is momswearheels.com.
Yeah.
And what kind of fun things do you have on your blog?
You know what? I have it separated in different categories. So sometimes I'll blog about health and fitness. It's kind of the primary category. And then I also have a segment or a part for spirituality, because I definitely feel like if you're ignoring a deeper part of yourself, then you're not going to be happy and healthy. And then I also have motherhood and career, because again, it's all very integrated. In order to have a balanced life, you can't negate any different parts.
You're absolutely
So
right.
my blog is about all
Well,
that.
we can't wait to come out and see you for
Thank
your
you.
signing on Friday night at
Yes.
Passion, and check you out on the blog, momswearheels.com.
Yeah.
And if you haven't been to Passion, it is really a wonderful space.
It's delicious.
Thank
down
you.
here downtown. We love
We've
it.
got a whole
Thank
lot
you.
more coming up after the break, so don't go away. Gordon Klein, co-founder of Score, coming up next.